Good morning. ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ SSLC ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಆಡಿಯೋ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಹೌದಾ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟಫ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮರಳಿ ಕೇಳಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಹೌದಾ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಬರಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮರಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. ಹೌದಾ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷು 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು 4 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿ ಆಗಲಿ, 3 or 4 ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ಕ್ಲಿಪ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಟಿಕಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅನ್ನೋರು, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹುಲಿಕೋಟಿ, ಗದಗ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟಿಂದ. ತುಂಬ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಟಚ್ಚಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ SSLC ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಆಡಿಯೋ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನದೇ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚರು. ಬಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗೋ ಹಾಗಾಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋವಂಥ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೌದಾ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಆದಷ್ಟು SSLCಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ 3 or 4 ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್. 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಲೆಸನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3, ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯೋ ಇನ್ ಮೇಡಿಯೋ, ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. Okay, first question is, what makes you think that Don offered him double the amount? He did not take it. He saw that every child who owned a tree in his land got the amount from the Americans. Why do you think Don made you? Hence, Don Ansleba could sell only the orchard but not the trees in the orchard. How do you say that Don Anslema was generous? ನಂಬರ್ 4, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ BR ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬೋದು ಯಾವುದು? ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವರಾಸಿಯಸ್ ರೀಡರ್, ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈ ಅಂತ. 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಆನ್ಸರು? ಹಿ ಬಾಟ್ ಅ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ಕರ್ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಡೈಲಿ ನೀಡ್ಸ್. ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಯಾರ್ಕ್, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ಡ್ 2000 books and set it in 32 boxes. This shows that he was a voracious reader. Okay. Why was Nehru choose Ambedkar as the law minister of India? Answer. He had a skills in the field of law and legislation, his vision of social justice, his own campaign against social injustice. ಈ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಹರು ಅವರು ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಲಾ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಹೂಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೈ? ಹೌದಾ, ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅವರು ಯಾರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಭಾವಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಲೈಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಫುಲೆ, ದ ಓಡರಿ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಲೆಸ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವುಮನ್ಸ್ ಅಫ್ಲಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಹೌದಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅವರು. ವಾಸ್ ಹಿ ರೇಸ್ಡ್ ಅ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನೆಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಗೇನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ which he had suffered from a long time in the past. Okay, next, lesson number 5, concert. Why did Smita's family move to Bombay? Smita's brother Ananta was suffering from cancer. They moved to Bombay from their native town Gaganpur so that he could be treated at the cancer hospital in the city. How do you say Ananta was a talented boy? Yes, Ananta was a talented boy. He was the best table tennis player in the school and the fastest runner. He was learning to play the sitar and was already able to compose his own tunes. That's why Ananta is a talented boy. Why do you think that Ustad Allah Rakha and Ravi Shankar deserve the appreciation of readers? Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha were kind to Smita's request. They always busy artists in the world. These people came to Anant's house and play for Ananta. They were simplicity and kindness. They show simplicity and kindness. That's why Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha got appreciation from readers. Artist Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha were a great wizard of music. They were always busy with concert. When Smita requested to these maestros agreed play for Ananta and came in taxi, visited Ananta's home and played for Ananta. Why do you appreciate to Smita? Smita understood her brother's ambition. She went to concert and convinced to the great musician Pandit Ravi Shankar and succeeded to play in her home for Ananta. Lesson number 8. Science and hope of survival. Why did three superpowers meet at Geneva? Answer. The three superpowers wanted to an agreement putting a ban on the nuclear weapon test and also to discuss the problems that could arise as a result. Scientists are more practical people. How do you say so? All new technologies, all new brands of industry are the results of research by scientists. It is through their work that we have what, for example, medicines, electronics, synthetic fibers, modes of transport, and the green revolution. These proves that scientists are the most practical people. What threatened the survival of civilization? It is commonly recognized that the very survival of our civilization is threatened by natural and man-made disasters. Among them are earthquakes, self-inflicted destruction of megacities, environmental catastrophes, economic and social crises. Why did the president of Russia summon Kailis Borok? The three nuclear powers were willing to come to an agreement putting a ban on the nuclear weapon test. A problem arose that if any one of them violated the agreement, how could it to be detected? So all technical experts were summoned to solve the problem. Next, poetry. It's off to outer space tomorrow morning. Why do poets say that calendars are no use in space? The poet says this because there are no seasons and no day and night. The poet means that there is no count of days in space. Why do the teacups circle around him? There is no gravity in space, so teacups circle around him. Why does poet express loneliness in space? Because the speaker is alone and he feels lonely. He cannot have contact with anybody. No one can visit him. Okay. Then, Narayanpur incident, chapter name, Narayanpur incident. Why were the students marching in the street? Why was it termed uncommon? The students were marching to give a notice to the collector for the British to quit India. It was uncommon because they walked silently without shouting slogans or behaving in a violent manner. Even though there were policemen, they marched as if the policemen didn't exist. The next, Babu and Manju were a bit disappointed with the way students were marching. What was the reason? The students marched back to their homes silently, and Manju and Babu thought that the students were scared of the police. According to them, the students should have protested, hence they were disappointed. What had the police expected about the way of protest? How did the students' leader manage the protest? The police expected the students to shout slogans and cause violence. This would make the police to arrest them, beat them up and imprison them. But the students' leader did not want to be arrested then, as they had a lot more to do. Therefore, they marched back silently. What was there in the mysterious parcel? Mysterious parcel. What suspension did the police have about that? The mysterious parcel contained a cyclostyle machine. The police suspected that Mohan and his family were making copies of Mahatma's speech. They also suspected that some people were hiding these. Why had Patil, the sub-inspector, came to Mohan's house? Who believed him? What was the result? Patil, the sub-inspector, came to Mohan's house to give a warning about the raid of his wife. As he was a close friend of Mohan's father. He asked Mohan to give him the cyclostyle machine and all proof pertaining to the agitation against the British. Mohan's mother believed him and allowed him to take away all these things. Next, on the top of the world. How has Dolma described her preparedness for the task of scaling Mount Everest? Dolma got a training in the Mountaineering Institute at Manali. Her determination and hard work helped her to secure A grades. She believed that success always follows dedication, determination, and hard work. She used to practice 4 hours every day before the task of scaling Mount Everest. Describe the hardship faced by Dicky Dolma. Dicky Dolma lost her mother when she was 11. She lost her elder brother too. Okay, next, a great martyr cherished. A great martyr cherished. Life for Hanif in the beginning was never a smooth sail. Why was it so? Hanif lost his father when he was just 8 years old. His mother, a vocal artist, was out very often with the performance wing. Therefore, he became very responsible at the tender age. How does the writer describe the introvert Hanif? Hanif began to make friends at his 14th year of age. He often went out of his way to help people. By doing so, he derived joy. Hanif was a young man with varied talents and interests. Illustrate this statement or drawing support from the text. Hanif dabbled in art, sketched very well. He made beautiful cards out of waste material. He read books and loved playing drums. The bird of happiness. Next. What was the happiness? What was the happiness according to people of Tibet, or what did the old folk of Tibet say about happiness? The old folk used to say happiness was a beautiful bird. It lived far away on a snowy mountain in the east. Whenever the bird flew, happiness went with it. What changes came over Wang Jia as the bind of happiness caressed him? As the bind of happiness caressed Wang Jia, his eyeball flew back to their socket. He saw much more brightly than before. All his wounds were healed and he was stronger than ever. Lesson number 1. It's a 3 marks questions. A hero. Chapter name, a hero. Okay, from this chapter onwards, whatever who said this, okay, like these questions are there. We have to discuss these questions next clip. Okay, this is a passing package, whatever I am going to discuss. ಉಳಿದನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೊ ಮಚ್.